is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. We're going to talk about Aaron Nesmith, a guy that's coming out of Vanderbilt, I believe, an interesting prospect. And I like what he has done in college. I like the fact that he's a shooter. I like the fact that he can do small little things off the ball, on the ball, and you want those type of skills, especially at the NBA level, especially at the position that he can possibly draft it. Some people see him possibly going in the lottery or a little bit outside of the lottery from that top 15 to the top 20. Some people see him possibly going a little early, but I do see why they feel that way. When you got a guy that can score, a guy that finds ways to get open, never stops moving, coming off screens, and even if somebody goes to the basket, even if somebody dribbling, he's always constantly reshifting. He's always constantly moving. And those are things that make you pay attention. Those are ways that you can find a way to punish defenses for not paying attention, for going to sleep, and you get high percentage shots because most of them are going to be open because either they're going to stop paying attention to you and you're going to get free, or you're just going to find a way to get open and then you're going to punish them with a wide open three. And that's what the coaches want to see. They want to see a guy that puts team first. You might not be looking for the ball because you have guys in this draft that they have to have the ball to be great. They at best when they have the ball in their hand, and to see a guy that can score double-digit points without having the ball in his hands, but also can be a decent scorer when he does have the ball in his hand, that just make you a better prospect and a better team player because you can find ways to impact the game without always having to have the ball and being the primary ball handler to be a scorer. And you're a legitimate 6'6". If he really is 6'6", we won't really know until you get measured when he come into the NBA. If he really is 6'6", that's exceptional. To find a guy with that 6'6" frame and having that shooting touch and ability, a guy that can get out in transition, space out the floor, be able to knock down threes, but also he has also showed that he can finish. He can have left hand, right hands. He's not scared to go to the basket. He's not one of those guys that excels at threes but doesn't do anything else. He excels at threes, but he also can make small little minor moves that can be expanded on and enhanced the longer he is in the league and the longer he continue to play. He can start adding those little moves and he can start adding those counters, and then you can get a guy that you can find in that 15 to 20 range that can be a go-to scorer in about 2 to 3 years. And I like the fact that he does have that upside because you do have those type of guys in this draft where you might not pick them in the lottery, but they can become all-star caliber players. Like Aaron Nesmith, he may not be a superstar. He may never be a franchise player, but he can be, in my personal opinion, one of those guys that can be a second or third best player on a championship team. I feel like he can be an impact player in this league, and I really just want to see, can he shoot the ball that well like you showed in college at the NBA level when you're going to be scouted on, people going to pay attention to you a little bit more, people going to be ready for you, and you have to shoot that three ball at a consistent rate for them to respect you and really think that you're a threat at that line. And if you do become that, what are you going to do when they, practically plan for you? And that's when I can see Nesmith literally putting those little other small things that he showed in college and utilizing them a lot more in the NBA, because I do feel like he's going to get a lot of minutes, and I do see him possibly, even if he comes off the bench, being a guy that you respect, you want to play with, but also you know what he can bring to the table, and you won't mind playing with him, and he can work his way up to being a starter if he doesn't get that day one. So I like what he is, I like what he does, and I like the fact that he already showing that he's not just going to be a 3-point shooter, but his confidence in his 3-point game is amazing. This guy is shooting behind that 3-point line in college, NBA level quality 3-point shots that he's taking in these games. I like the fact that he can pull up in your face. I like the fact that he's not hesitant. If he's open, he letting that thing fly, especially if he gets a little space. He's not scared of any defender. He's not scared of getting blocked. He just feels like if he gets a good look at that basket, he putting that thing up. And the way he's dropping them in and the way he takes those shots, it seems like he has the same repetition. It seems like he has the right balance. It seems like he has the right mechanics. And that is something that you want to see as a trainer. And that's something that you want to see as a teammate, knowing that if you give him the ball, he feels like he's going to make it and you feel like he's going to make it. And those are the guys that you love to play with because you trust them and you feel like they're going to get the job done. And those are the type of players I like, and those are the type of players you want to go to battle with. So when I look at Aaron Nesmith, I see a guy that has the upside of being a special player, but a player that you don't have to worry about getting in the lottery. You can literally possibly wait a little bit and pick him up and be happy and glad that he was still there. And you feel like you got a great piece to build upon with the team that you already have. And I like the fact that he is that type of player. But I just want to see how he's going to be in the NBA. I really want to see how he grows. I want to see how he chooses to play. I want to see what do he really want to work on. Is he going to work on finding ways to break down the defense? Will he ever become a guy that can create his own shot consistently off the bounce, off the dribble? Or will he be a guy that is going to play within the system but also get out in transition, make shots when he needs to, and be a complementary scorer? Either way it go, he seems like he can be a successful player. In general, he seems like he has the things that you want and a guy that you picking around that area. He also seemed like he can be a lottery pick. I can see him going in the lottery. He may not be favored to do it to a lot of other people, but I can see a team. We've seen Cameron Johnson and some other guys the last couple of drafts where they can shoot. They have that body. Like say, if he's legitimate 6'6", he has the size and the height to play that shooting guard position. And with a lot of smaller guards, that could be an advantage to him. I think his defense is something that he's going to have to work on. He may never be a great defender, but I do think he can be respectable, and I think he can hold his own, especially at the NBA level as he gets more years and more understanding. And if he's not going to be a primary scorer and distributor, because everybody like the James Harden type of guys, the Devin Bookers that can handle the ball, but also get you 20 points, but also facilitate. He may never be that guy, but he also has a chance that he could if a team give him the opportunity and he works on it. I can see him not being just as good as them, but he can be a potential type of player like that in a couple years. But if he just stays a guy that can get to the basket from time to time, knock down some threes, get out in transition, and from time to time knock down a mid-range jumper, he can be a productive player and he can be a all-star caliber player just by mastering that role. And a lot of guys going to have respect for him. A lot of guys going to vouch for him as a player that's going to be interesting and you're going to be prepared to guard in the future. So when I look at Aaron Nesmith, I see a guy that has it all. I see a guy that can expand his game, and I see a guy that can be a steal late and after the lottery. And that's something that is amazing, especially if you can pick this guy up. So he can play. I like his attitude. I like his game. And I like the fact that he simplified his game, but I also see potential for him to be better and potential for him to be something special in the future. So when I look at him, I really want to see what team that pick him up, and I really want to see how his career go. This is one of those guys that I say a hidden gem, a diamond in the rough. Polish him up a little bit, clean him off a little bit, and let him grow into his own and let him grow into his style, and he can be a rose out of the concrete. That's how I feel about Aaron Nesmith. He's a special player. He's a exciting player, and he's a guy that knows his role, knows his game, and don't try to change that too much. But he also shows upside, and that's what you want in the draft, and that's what you want later in there. You want to try to get your stars. You want to try to get the key players. but you also need those other players to make their game better, to make their game easier, and to make their approach easier. And the reason why I say that is you need those shooters. You need those guys that can get you a bucket. You need those guys that can find a way to keep you spaced out, to keep you moving, to keep you dribbling. And the best way is to get out of the way. The best way is to relocate, but you're still a threat because if they're not paying attention to you or they're not respecting you, I can always kick it to my guy and he can make a shot or he can take a shot that I trust and know he can make. And those are the type of guys you want in your starting lineup. And those are the guys that you want in that corner. You want that guy in the top of the key because you know when you let that thing pass and he going to grab it and you know what he can do with that ball. So the more I watch him, I see the fact that his teammates know where he's at. They know where he's going to be, and then make sure he can take a good shot. So other than that, that's about it. I do see a guy that can be a great complementary piece slash upside of a role player that can really feast and eat in his role, but also continue to do small little things that can get him some extra points. This is a guy that can be an 18 to 22 to 23 point scorer, and if he's in the right team, in the right system, and they're winning, he can be one of those guys that can be rewarded on an all-star team. Will he be an all NBA player? Will he be a superstar? Maybe not, but then again, you're not picking him in the top 5. You're not picking him in the top 3. You're picking him later in the draft, and that's still a good upside, and that's still a good pick to get an all-star caliber player that in the middle of the draft. So you might be able to get him and somebody else and really start building the team or even build up your bench, and that's value in the draft. So to me, that's it with the video. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Like on Facebook to show support. Not only that, like the video. If you like the video, thanks for love support. If you haven't, like the video and share. Also, like I said in the beginning of the video, check out my merchandise on my Spreadshirt on my Facebook page. And also, I make videos just like this every single day. I try to make a video for every day. And I do breakdowns of players, rookies, and legends. I also cover Summer League. I also cover the draft. I also cover free agency, trade deadline. And I also do season previews. So if you love basketball, you can't get enough of, you need that daily fix, you need that knowledge in you, this is the channel for you. So check out my older videos and subscribe. Other than that, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out, and let me know what you guys think about Aaron Nesmith, another good guard, another great shooter, and another guy that can really be a complementary piece and a guy that can be a missing piece in a couple years to a lot of teams starting lineup and can really be something special in the future. I'm gone.